Welcome back to the Real Estate Tailgate. I am Mike Mitchell, along here with my partner David Underwood for episode 12. Can you believe it?
Wow, already?
Crazy. How did we get here?
Perseverance.
Yeah. Hey, it's been a fun road so far.
It has. It's been fun.
And glad to be back at the mic with you fellas. We got all the usual crew in the house. Mike, like you said, Mike, yep. My partner, and our trusted, awesome producer, Walter Hooper of WA Hooper Marketing.
Up? Thank you.
And back on the mic at the Knot. Let's give a shout out to the Knot.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Co-working space, baby.
Awesome co-working space. If you're looking for a co-working spot to use, you definitely want to check out the Knot. That's NOTT. And before we get started, the first thing I want to bring up, because we forgot to bring it up on the last episode, is Walter. You were on a trip.
I was,
and forgot to ask you about it last time, man. So give us just a little summary about your trip and how it was.
All right. Well, let's start. Just like in my new wave meetings, we'll start with the bad and end with the good. The city of Denver, I do not recommend. It is.
Wow, that's kind of blunt.
Wow.
Well,
I didn't know we were going there.
Here's the thing. It's not a very clean city. It's got a weird odor to it. I'm not going to get into specifics. Lots of construction. So
you were in downtown area?
Yeah, okay. Downtown.
I've never been to Denver or Colorado, so.
Yeah, and I will say this, for the record, ladies and gentlemen. I am not dismissing Colorado as a state. I've heard and seen very nice things about the state of Colorado. So like Boulder, Colorado Springs,
Vail.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not discrediting the state. I'm fully discrediting Denver as a city. But to end it on a good note, as I like to do, I went there for a Kiwanis convention, for Kiwanis International Convention. So there was literally Kiwanis clubs from all over the world.
The world,
mm-hmm.
Not country. The world.
The world. Yep.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There we had countries as far as Asia and Australia that were there. So that was cool, and just getting to connect with the other members. So that was a great experience. I learned a lot. And I will say this: walking out of the Denver airport, and you're literally greeted with just it looks like a screensaver of just the mountains. Was like
beautiful scenery.
It really when kind of cliche.
One thing we don't have here in Detroit: no mountains.
No, and literally just it literally, not to get all cliche here or what have you, but it kind of took my breath away. I was just like, whoa, this is really cool. And I got to go to a Rockies game, Colorado Rockies.
Awesome,
that's cool.
That was a lot of fun.
Who'd they play?
They played the Brewers, Milwaukee.
Okay.
That was a fun game. That was a really fun game. And
two beer cities.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you drink some Coors beer? Coors is from there, right?
Oh, yeah. I wanted to go to the Coors factory and get a tour because I heard that's really cool, but I just didn't have the time. But I will say at the baseball game, we had the upper section seating, and for those that are unaware, Colorado in general, it's elevated, so you're higher up in altitude, and sitting up on the upper section seating, the clouds looked very close. Almost
cool.
So yeah, that was
that's
cool.
probably cool. Yeah.
And also no breathing issues. The altitude did not affect me whatsoever. I was concerned about that because I heard either you can get headaches, nosebleeds, shortness of breath, but none of that happened with me. So I was very thankful for that. But I do not recommend Denver as a city, but I'm not discrediting Colorado as a state. But the convention itself was a wonderful experience, and I encourage anyone. Shout out to Kiwanis, Shorewood Kiwanis Club. of St. Clair Shores. Thank you for the opportunity to have me go there, and I'm excited to see who will go to Pittsburgh next year.
Awesome.
Yeah. You touched on baseball. You went to a baseball game. So we just had the trade deadline, right, for baseball. And our faithful Tigers did what everyone kind of expected. We were sellers this year. And so yesterday we got rid of one of our top pitchers. We traded Jack Flaherty to the Dodgers. We still have Scooble.
Mm-hmm.
And but I just wanted to throw that out there that we appreciate everything that he did for us this season.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, this just wasn't the season for us to with our record, and especially the last week coming back from the All-Star break. The last few, I think we've lost like 3 in a row now against the Guardians. So just thought I'd throw that out there as far as baseball. Now let's talk about football.
Now, let's get into football.
Yeah. So enough about baseball. Now let's talk about football. And
So Friday, I'm going to training camp. That's where I'll be. Friday morning, 7:30 a.m. I will be there.
Well, I was just going to ask you because training camp started, and today is Wednesday. So 2 days ago, Monday was when they first put the pads on, right?
I believe so. Yep.
Yep. I think they put the pads on
And
Monday.
opened the
this
public.
week.
I think the public dates. I think was yesterday was the first. One of the first ones that public could go to. I'm going Friday morning.
Okay.
So looking forward to that.
Awesome.
And then 39 days till the Lions home opener.
Yeah, the only thing, and I don't have all the details, I heard about a couple of injuries already, which happen sometimes.
Yeah, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I say that we start a petition that there's no more practice, okay, for the Lions. I don't care about other teams. They can hurt their players. I don't want our players to get hurt ever.
Right.
Ever. No practice and no preseason. Let's just get to it.
Yeah.
Gotta have practice. Gotta have it. I know you're joking.
Yeah, you know I'm joking. I wish there was a way where our players could practice like.
I mean, we were really lucky last year with the injury bug. We really were. So
That's why I'm concerned.
yeah.
So the question, I think the big question for both of you, but we're going to see what our Lions guru, Sir Micah Mitchell, has to say. What are we thinking? What's the season going to look like?
Super Bowl. That's the goal.
Well,
I mean, come on, that's a silly question.
well, since you brought it up, have you heard about the Gardner White promotion?
No.
You
yes.
haven't?
Yep.
Gardner White's running a promotion where they run like a sale on furniture, and I don't know all the details, but basically, you can buy furniture now. Okay, with like a sale price, 25% off, whatever. I've seen the ad a couple of times on TV, and according to them, when the Lions win the big game, then they will rebate you back all of your money so that your furniture is free. So, Walter, I know you need some bedroom furniture. And I know you're a Lions slappy, so you need to go to Gardner White.
Wow. How can they do that? They must have an insurance policy.
Oh,
right?
there's got to be something, yeah. No, seriously, man.
I mean, what? I mean, yeah. I mean, what if
I just thought I'd throw that out there, man. You know that you know, man. There's people that are just. It's just another thing to do. If you need furniture, hey, why not? And you're a Lions fan, why not? Another reason to root harder for the Pride, right? Mm-hmm. So I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what's going to happen this season. As you both know, I'm a pragmatist. So I like to take it one game day at a time. So, I mean, last season was unreal, absolutely unreal. Did not expect that to happen. So, I know Sir Micah Mitchell said Super Bowl, but
Lions right now on FanDuel are plus 1,200 to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
That's fourth the fourth pick, basically the fourth. It's Kansas City and San Francisco are both at plus 600.
We're right up at the top.
The Ravens are at plus 1,000. The
We're
Lions are in fourth at plus 1,200.
Yep,
That's as of today. That changes.
Yeah,
Right.
but we're clustered at the top. Okay, which is a good
Top
thing.
four. Yeah. This is from the from FanDuel from the numbers.
I also understand Mike Mitchell runs a fantasy league. Is this correct?
I do.
And what can you tell us about the fantasy league?
What do you want to know? It's a fantasy football league. There's 10 of us. The majority of us have been doing it for, probably 10 years. My brother started it, my late brother, and he was the commissioner. And after he passed away, I took over. And we call it. His name was Big Gary, and we call it Big G's. What the hell, FFL? What the hell, Fantasy Football League? We got a replica Lombardi Trophy that's about 2 feet tall.
Wow.
And all the winners from every season are on the bottom, almost like a Stanley Cup. It's perpetual. So it's cool. It's just a great time, and I'm in a bunch of leagues, but that's the league I run. So
Okay.
I'm usually in 3 fantasy football leagues. I'm in that one. I'm in another 2, 3, actually 4.
Well, as we
But
all
that's
know,
the one I run. So
and
so that's my time. I spend a lot of mornings going over football stats and setting my lineups, and I enjoy it.
okay. Who are you hoping to have on your roster?
I'm not telling you yet. People could be listening to this.
That's right. Okay. Even is it? How can people join your league? Is there a?
They can't. There's a waiting list.
Oh.
Well, 10
Exclusive.
people.
I was gonna say.
Well, 10 people is the sweet spot number. More than that, 12 is too many. Honestly, then it's really tough. The pickings, and 8's not enough because then it's too easy. So 10's the sweet spot, and literally there's a waiting list to get in. So
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, kudos to you, man. I personally, I never got into fantasy football only because of the time. It's time consuming to me. But
it's cool because it'll get you to watch other games too, because you'll pay attention.
well, I do that anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, you'll follow certain players and their teams, and the thing is, you really don't have to. It's all stats. I've known people that really didn't know much about football at all and watched them win it. So
Yeah.
it's.
Oh no, no. To me, it's impressive. The people that especially know the stats, I can just spit them out. But to me, I just enjoy the games. At least when it comes to football.
Amen to that.
And there's luck involved too, of course.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's get to some real estate.
Well, yeah, and today is just kind of an easygoing day. I think we're just going to touch a little bit on, and we've kind of talked about this in the past. I think maybe about some.
We
different
did.
things.
So a month ago when we had our home inspector Benny Ferlito with Sherlock Home Inspection on.
Shout out to Benny.
Shout out to Benny. He touched base on sewer inspections, getting them cameraed before you buy the house.
Exactly.
So Walter had a little experience over the weekend, I guess.
Yeah. So this is coming from an individual that is very, 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 very basic. Very, again, basic on their home maintenance and, in particular, plumbing. And to make a long story short, the main drain in the basement was leaking and had some water coming out from it. In particular, when the dishwasher would be running. So, thankfully, it wasn't when the toilets were flushed, or if the kitchen sink was going, or if the washing machine was going. It was the dishwasher. So, we're thinking worst case scenario, right? Because
it can be. So you got lucky. I know what happened. I'll let you finish.
Yeah. So, we were thinking, worst case scenario. We also weren't hearing the sump pump wasn't running either. So we're thinking, oh no, are we gonna have to replace the pump, or is it something in the main sewer pipeline? So long story short, We had some pump specialists and plumbers come out and look at it. Some pump, literally, it just needed to have a couple buckets of water thrown in there. The valve just got locked in, so it just needed to be fixed. So that was an easy fix. So some pumps been running fine since, and the drain needed to be snaked. And for those that have a home, own a home, there are two, not one, but there are two types of snakes that you should use, or as the term is called, augers. There's augers for your kitchen and bathroom drains, and then there's also an auger specifically for your toilets. Do not use one for the other. A basement drain got snaked, and they brought this nifty machine in and put it in there, and then they said, "Yeah,
got it cleaned out and
got it cleaned
back
out.
in business.
Back in business. The water's flowing nice and smoothly. Dishwasher has been running efficiently.
I'm glad it was just need to be cleaned out. Some roots, obviously, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad there's no collapse or broken pipe, because that's when you can get into the big money.
And then also too, because we also got our garbage disposal replaced as well. It needed it very badly, really badly. Another tip for those that are in the home owning position: take care of your kitchen sinks and your garbage disposals. Don't throw pasta in there. Don't really just don't throw anything in there unless you really need to. But pasta is a big one. One of the most common, I'm sure you two are real estate professionals, so you probably are very well aware of this statistic. The highest percentage of clogs and piping issues comes from grease being thrown in the drain.
Yes, never put grease down
Never,
the drain. Never, ever.
Ever. Don't do it. That is a one-way ticket to having
a backup.
Yep. Because what happens is, when the grease goes down initially, it's hot, and it can ruin your pipes just in general. But also when it's not hot anymore and it solidifies, then it turns into a goo, and a hard goo, and that's what causes your pipes to back up. So don't ever put grease down there. Don't put pasta in there.
And rice.
Don't put rice down there either.
Yeah, because rice will, same thing. If you've ever just looked at a kernel of rice when it's hard, mm-hmm. and after you cook it, it's soft.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is it can harden again. So if you got tons of rice in your pipes, it can harden up and kind of do the same thing with what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. The big thing, get a drain stopper or a filter. So then that way, if you do put stuff in there, you can just, the rice, all the stuff can just get put in there, and you just throw it into
Get rid of
trash.
all the bad stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must
Plumbing
say,
101 with Walter Hooper.
Yeah, I must say there's no better feeling than having clean pipes.
I'll tell you what. Just when you hear that, and you're just like,
So that's all good tips, but most of the problems usually are caused from tree roots, especially in the older communities where we are on the east side. The tree roots get into those old clay pipes and cause backups. So.
Yep.
So that's why it's always a good idea. I think Benny touched on that, getting your sewer scoped or cameraed during your home inspection process. Cheap insurance for like $150, whatever they charge. I'm not going to quote them, but whatever they charge, cheap insurance to know it could save you. You know what you're getting into. So. Yeah,
and another thing that I try to do is from a ongoing maintenance, depending on where you live and what your situation is with trees in your yard, maybe consider doing a maintenance snake out to the main drain, from your house out to the main drain on a regular basis, like once every 2 or 3 years or whatever. It's worth it's worth the investment. Pay a small amount as a preventative measure.
It's out of sight, out of mind. You forget about it until you have a problem, right?
Yep. You know, it's almost like cleaning out your gutters. You know what I mean? You just got to remember to do it and just get it done. And once it's done, you're good until the next time. So just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never seen anything good down there.
Yeah. So what's going on in the real estate market in general anyway, Mike?
Wow, a lot actually. So I started the week off with a closing on Monday, which was good.
Congrats.
But I've quietly, I don't know if you've noticed, but quietly, inventory has been rising. Still a seller's market, but inventory's come up quite a bit. And I saw this happen last year in July. Over the summer, like it took till about July, and all of a sudden it slowly started rising. And once all those sold off, and it didn't really get extreme again till like the fall, the deep fall. I don't know if you've noticed that. And I also noticed the rates have been slowly creeping down.
Yeah.
So it's a good, still a seller's market, but there's a lot more opportunities now for buyers. Because a quick example, there's like, when we started our podcast earlier in the year, there was 40 homes in the market, St. Clair Shores. Now there's like 80. So, I mean, that's double the inventory. So, yeah, there's a lot more opportunities. Yes, the hot ones. I showed one over the weekend. Twice we were in it, and there's highest and best offers due today by 6:00. And this was a waterfront property at a decent price. Needs some work, but. So, yeah, but I mean, that's still happening, but there's still a lot more opportunities out there for buyers now with a little bit more inventory. It's not quite so extreme.
Yeah, and I've noticed exactly what you said. I've noticed the same thing in many communities. Inventory's gotten a little bit better. You mentioned rates. Rates have trickled down just a tad bit.
They have.
Yeah.
It's not as
it's nothing major, but it's a good
Yeah.
thing. And a lot of that is kind of, in our industry, is kind of expected. Because of because of the data that's coming in with inflation and everything else. I mean, it's looking more and more of a possibility that the Fed might make their first cut in September. And if they do, there's even a possibility they might make 3 more cuts before the end of the year. It's not a guaranteed thing.
I heard that there's,
but it's a possibility. So just the thought of that is helping. That's one of the factors that's helping mortgage interest rates a tad bit. And yeah, I think I've had clients that have been out looking, and I've been getting text messages more often that for like I said, because I think of the increase in inventory, that they're getting out and seeing more homes.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Which is a good thing, So
it's still tough out there. I'm not going to lie for buyers. I know because some are frustrated.
Yeah.
But I definitely see more opportunities for them, for sure.
Well, I think that's part of, like I said, there's a lot of different factors as to what's going on.
Yeah, of course, real estate's local, so every city's a little different, right?
Yep. But I think overall in general, and we might have touched on this before, I call it buyer fatigue. That's a lot of people call it that, but it's buyer fatigue. You got buyers that have been out there, when the inventory was, rock bottom low, and they're tired because they're getting tired of getting beat out on bids and everything else.
And I have no data to back this up. It's just my gut feeling just from being in the business. 'Cause it always seems to be like this in July to me. And I think the reason inventory climbs up a little in July is typically when most people go on vacation. They don't do it in June, and not so, some do in August, but July's the sweet spot of the summer, right? So I think that, they take a break from house hunting, they go on their vacations. I think that's what helps too.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
because I know every year it seems, July's inventory creeps up even when it wasn't such an extreme seller's market. So
yeah. In real estate, it's kind of seasonal. I mean, depending on the community and whatnot, but it's kind of the same thing year after year. You have some of the same trends.
Yep.
So
yeah, no matter what the market, you kind of see the same trends on some of that stuff.
That's one of the factors too. I think it's a little bit of everything.
And that's trends. We know houses sell every day. I told the story a million times. I sold a house on Christmas Eve before, but so houses always, they can sell any day. But yeah, those are the trends for sure.
I think we better put a cap on it. I know we didn't touch a lot on real estate, but we'll always make up for it. And
We got some exciting things coming up in the future.
Yeah.
The next couple of shows, some more guests coming up.
Yeah. Looking forward to the next couple of months here. Definitely looking forward to it. Mike, if anyone wants to get a hold of you, how can they do that?
Call or text Mike Mitchell 586-291-2652.
And for me, Dave Underwood, call or text 248-219-3457, or you can Google David Underwood Mortgages. And we appreciate all the support that we're getting out there with people listening and viewing our podcast. Which
Absolutely, getting some great stats.
Where can they find our podcast, Mike?
On Spotify and YouTube. Make sure you like, share, rate, whatever you can do to help us out. But we're getting some terrific stats from our producer.
Yeah, love it. And thanks again, W.A. Hooper Marketing and Walter Hooper.
Thank you. You guys are the best.
Until the next time, folks.
Peace out.
Peace out.